Alright, this is the Premodern Showdown. Expecting this to be a really interesting match. I really wanted to go first here. This is going to be a lot harder on the draw. Also, this hand is not going to cut it. My opponent is almost certainly playing Survival Madness. Man. Yeah, I can't do anything with this hand. It's just not... Just won't accomplish anything. This, on the other hand, I can keep. Looks like the opponent's at 6 also, which is always helpful. Let's get rid of Genesis. Opponent's off to a good, careful study start. It's always a powerful beginning, especially with 2 good things to discard. Alright, well, I've got days if the opponent goes for survival. Opponent's got mana up. I think I'm going to go for it. Just because of the day's protection. The opponent might have their own... Actually, no, they absolutely would have used it there. I don't think he has days. Okay. Yeah, our decks are quite similar, though. The opponent, of course, has a much more aggressive version, as we'll see once I do a bit of searching with survival here. Gonna get Bird of Paradise. That is one thing the opponent's deck does not have. Makes survival, I think, a bit more powerful on this side of the board. Plains. Looks like they've got the Swords to Plowshares splash going on. Totally devoid of green mana. It's incredibly lucky. What do I want to do here? Arrogant Worm, maybe? No, I think I just want to get Squee, make Rootwalla, and that'll be how I spend this. If the opponent has Counterspell, then we'll only have a good outlet for it. Alright, let's get this moving. I want at least 2 Squee going. And I guess a couple Rootwallas also. get? I mean, really, I should probably just get. Maybe I should just get Ranged Hermit. Just be as aggressive as possible. No, I don't. I don't want to walk into days. I'm going to get. I'll get another Tradewind rider. Maybe just double up on it. And actually, with the opponent having counterspell mana up, I think maybe I'll just end the turn. Do Arrogant Worm on end step. Wonder how well my luck's gonna hold with no green. Looks like at least this one more turn. It's pretty unbelievable. It's just super lucky. I wonder if that's going to eat a Swords to Plowshares. I believe the opponent has 2 in their deck. Let's get another Rootwalla on the board. I can't imagine what... I mean, is it just all green cards? I keep waiting for like a counterspell. I don't know. We won't see the swords probably until I actually declare the attack. Let's see. Maybe just Wall of Roots here. I'll go get Wild Mongrel. I don't know. I'm not very well practiced with this deck. There could be a lot going on here. I have potentially 13 power on the board, but yeah, with what I've got right now, I just want to get my damage. Then follow up. Play my Wild Mongrel. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna discard Squee. I'm gonna go get... One more Rootwalla. Discard that Rootwalla. Yeah, I'm probably playing this horribly suboptimally, but whatever. And now I'll get Waterfront Bouncer. Okay, that's it. I assume this lag is the concession. I mean, the board is pretty imposing. All right, here we are. Well, if I get that lucky again, there's no way I can lose. That was really unfortunate for my opponent. I mean, I like winning, but would have been nice for it to at least be more interesting than that. Let's see. There's going to be a lot of Gilded Drake battling going on here, I think. Put that here. Daze is a lot worse on the draw. Pyrokinesis is kind of nice, but I never want to get rid of Squee. I definitely want a couple Naturalize, at least. Maybe even more. Maybe I want 3 Naturalize. Yeah, that sounds right. Survival is just going to be really important. What else do I want to get rid of? The opponent might be bringing in their own Pyrokinesis. I'd be pretty surprised if they weren't. I'm not sure if it makes sense to bring in Blue Blasts at all. I mean, like I would need to have the mana up for it, which would be kind of restrictive when I'm trying to operate. Worm Genesis, Ranged Hermit, Rider, Opposition. Do I want Opposition? Yeah, I think I do. No, Opposition would be countered or destroyed for much less than the amount of mana I have to pay for it. That, I think, makes sense. I can do 1 Blue Blast. I mean, even if they don't bring in Pyrokinesis, which would be a big surprise, I can just discard it to, like, Careful Study or whatever. I could have brought in Tormod's Crypt. I don't know if that would be right. I mean, I was getting kind of low and my computer's pretty laggy. Also, there's not much I want to take out at this point. I mean, Phyrexian Furnace would have been awesome, but that's a horrible hand. But Tormod's Crypt is like a little bit more iffy, I think. Okay, this I can keep. I'm going to get rid of... Let's get rid of Arrogant Worm. Alright, Careful Study. We got Root Wall of Squee. A great start. Do one of my own. I don't have quite as awesome of a situation on my side. I definitely want to keep the Naturalize. I can't get rid of the Mongrel, it's my only creature. I definitely want the Cradle. I'm going to get rid of this island. Bouncer. Alright. Landing the first bouncer is pretty nice. Ooh. 2 survivals. I'm gonna run one out. Maybe it gets dazed, but maybe it gets naturalized. Glad to have an extra one on hand. Yeah, I really wish I had Pyrokinesis now. Getting the bounce creature first is kind of a big deal. Not a super efficient way to spend the turn with my mana not quite working out, but I gotta kill the opponent's survival. Got Gilded Drake. Okay. Frantic Search. Not happy to see that. Yeah, it's 2 great cards to discard. Okay, taking some damage. Fine with that. Baskin Ruwala. Discard it now. Go get another Baskin Rootwalla. Need to power up this cradle. I could go for a Gilded Drake and then Drake the opponent's bouncer. They could return their own bouncer in response, and then I have to sack my Drake, which would be kind of a pain. I don't know. Go get a Rootwall instead. This is kind of a precarious position. I'm just behind despite having the survival. Okay, let's see how much value they get out of this turn. Hitting the land drops, which is definitely not helping matters. We've got Gilded Drake here. Alright. That is... well, no, I'm going to be able to get the thing. If they try any shenanigans, then the switch doesn't happen, so definitely keeping 1 mana here. Go get another Rootwalla. And back goes the Drake. Wild Mongrel. Alright. Discarding Wonder. Yeah, that's not good. Right, take the damage. Yeah, I definitely should have sideboarded differently. Absolutely. Just sort of ran out of time. Ooh, that was a good draw. Let's discard Rootwalla. Play with Madness. Yep. Go get another Rootwalla. 2. Play Rootwalla. Oh, Oops. Ah, man, that was awkward. Yeah, I'm just all over the place here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's discard that. And go get... Oh, man. Yeah, go get Genesis. Discard Genesis. And go get... Yeah, I guess I'll go get a squee. I'm gonna just assume that the dazes are gone. Drop the squee. Go get a Drake. Trade the Drake for the bouncer. And be done. Clock's a little bit low too. Six, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I'm just on the board. Okay. Concede. Yeah, I know what I was thinking there. Alright, back into the board. Let's get Tormod's Crypt. And yeah, let's get all 4 pyrokinesis. Get rid of the second deranged hermit. Get rid of the wall of roots. Oh man, what else? Mastercore I want to keep. All of that stuff I want to keep. Blue Elemental Blast, I guess, is on the chopping block. Rootwalla, Birds I want to keep. Drakes I want. Looter, Bouncer, Naturalize. I could go -1 Naturalize. That would be fine. Vigilante I want to keep. Mastercore, Tradewind Rider. Can I just get rid of the other deranged hermit? No. Oh, actually. Yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I'll just get rid of that. Okay, that's probably going to be it. I have a little bit of time to think about it, but yeah, I don't know what else I would get rid of. I mean, I want so many of these cards. Well, alright, here we go. Let's hope for the best. Okay. Loading it up. Let's hope my sideboard decisions pay off. Man, I was just dying for a pyrokinesis last game. Okay, this I can keep. Opponent mulliganed. It should help. I've got a good amount of time. I'm just above the halfway point. think I'm in a fairly good position. Let's get that study going. Hopefully I find myself a second good thing to discard. Oh, thank goodness. That was a spectacular card to hit. Let's see if the opponent has two good discards also. Oh, only one. That's lucky. Okay. Get my attack in. And I'm going to follow it up with the looter. Hide the cradle so it doesn't get wastelanded. Yeah, the looter could get me a ton of value this game. If it plays out the way I hope. We got a survival, alright. That is unfortunately hitting. Got some good stuff to get rid of it with, potentially. Draw and discard. Play Birds of Paradise. Play Guy's Cradle. Play Wild Mongrel. I can really rush the board with this. Pump it up. And attack. Yeah, Pyro is a bit better in this version because I've got Birds of Paradise making red and I've got Gaia's Cradle just pumping out quantities of mana. So it wouldn't be too hard to just straight up cast it. I wonder what the opponent's holding. Gain another squee. Interesting. I'm not sure what their game plan is here. Oh, there's the Pyro. So that's only one to the Mongrel and then 1/1/1. Okay. Yeah, that does really hurt. Should have brought in some blasts, I guess. Though this would be like a perfect example of a turn where I would have had to make a sacrifice to hold up the blue. And plus, with the opponent having double blue, they may have just had it covered with counterspell. I assume they've got it up to protect their survival. I'd be surprised if there were not a counterspell. Yeah, that's one thing I don't have is real counterspell. I've limited myself to days, and after sideboard I don't even have that. Yeah, there's so many different possibilities for the sideboarding. Do I want to attack that into something? They're going to be able to get Wanderers, so it's no good It's no good at blocking. The only way it defends effectively is if I trade it with something. Yeah, I'm going to attack. What I really needed was to, like, chain some twos together or something. I'm just going to discard the squee now. I'm not going to fire off the pyrokinesis right now. Play the forest and end. Notably, the opponent didn't have counterspell mana that turn, which is a little bit interesting. Right, that I can take. Discarding squee, getting bouncer. Playing bouncer, that's fine. Yep. Rootwalla, nice. What do I want to do here? Do I want... Do I want to just hit the bouncer and then do 3 to the mongrel? You'd have to discard 2 cards to save it. I believe they've got 2 different squeeze. So there's one more still in the hand. They would have to discard squee plus an actual decent card. They kept it back, which means they're probably looking to block with it. I think I'm going to I'm going to attack before I do anything else. That's going to be a step 1 here. Let's discard that Rootwalla. Pump it up. The opponent has a very similar move. Okay. Yep, that's fine. Make mine black. I'm going to... I think I'm going to follow this with Gilded Drake on the bouncer. So I'm going to go ahead and discard the squee, save the pyro. Opponent is doing the same. Okay. Now I will discard my island. Do not need that. Alright, and it lives. After combat, I play the Drake, trade it for the bouncer. Yoink. Right. Hitting their own Drake. Alright. Yep, that is fine. See what kind of draw I might be able to get. Naturalize. Nice. One, two, three, four. Yep. Exile a red card. Get my attacks in. Kinda wonder what the block will be. I would assume that the best block is just trading a Drake for a Drake. I mean, it's the most formidable creature. Okay. Well, I mean, I think I definitely would have preferred to lose the Mongrel. Yeah, I'll just pump this up, and then I'm just gonna discard the Naturalize so I have two lethal creatures. Puts the opponent in a pretty tough position. I assume they didn't draw a forest. That would have been the thing I'd probably fear. That would be the way to churn out Ruwalas. Oh man, that's it. Ooh, wow. What an intense match. My opponent is vastly more experienced with with this style, general style of survival, so feels really good to get a win. All right, that was great. Looking forward to seeing how the rest of the showdown goes.